Welcome to the 2019 North Australia Savanna Fire Forum. The Savanna fire management industry is unique in that it is diverse, adaptive and evolving, yet it is also ancient, deeply rooted in thousands of years of experience by Indigenous people. This forum provides a fantastic opportunity to share our different experience of fire management in a changing world so that we can continue to raise awareness of our work and share new developments, improve our practices, make the most of our opportunities offered by the carbon market.
Please remember my words. We are critical in working side by side with you all in doing it right.
And so from the 8,000 square kilometre Wulfa project, and in fact it's a quarter of the whole of the north, which is now under an incentivised prescribed burning management project.
This is a new growing industry, the emissions abatement industry, and I guess some of those structures that exist in more mature industries don't exist yet here in the Savanna burning part of this industry. So I think this is a great opportunity to start to build some of those structures.
And there's the trajectory of emissions abatement that's happened through the years. So you can see that the baseline emissions have reduced, and we can see changes in the fire regime going from this, boom and bust cycle of extensive fires every few years to this sort of thing here where that's being arrested and you've got the patchy burning happening with prescribed burning.
You can see there that overall we've shifted the early dry season from 9% to 15%, and the late dry season's dropped from 41 to 23. The conservation's gone up from 11 to 16, and that's gone down to 18. So just going back to the previous, so conservation was 11 and 32, that's gone to 16 and 18. Indigenous was 10 and 51, it's gone to 24 and 26. And the not started projects basically haven't changed. You've got 3 and 41 and 3 and 35. Pastoral non-Indigenous projects have gone up from 9 and 40 to basically 13 and 20.
And basically we've, the method's working. I mean, we've pretty much halved late dry season fires, and we've increased early dry season right across the board.
During the forum today, we heard there's been a lot of other beneficial outcomes of switching to early dry season burning apart from the dollar incentive.
Yeah.
What would you say were some of the key benefits that are being delivered?
I think you need to start with the social and cultural benefits. Just recognising people's expertise, pride, looking after their own country, opportunity. That obviously expands into employment opportunities, enterprise development opportunities, and then a lot of what the Australian public would also like to see benefit out of it is biodiversity benefits, better environmental benefits, let alone greenhouse gas emission benefits. But I think in the instance of the North, you have to start by saying it's the cultural benefits.
Yeah, so one of the challenges is that the tourist season overlaps with the fire season. So with the roads, we have to try and get all that burning done before the road opens and tourists start coming in. And then when there is a fire on the road, we have to work with fire and emergency services to reopen the road and things like that. I guess we also have to work on notifications, letting everyone know about our burning. All the 50 locations that we're letting tourists go to, we have to go and burn around and reduce the fuel risk, and then when tourists are out there, make sure that our fires aren't impacting on those tourists. So.
On the road to getting
ecotourism accreditation. That's that red tick, not as a tour operator, but as a protected area destination manager, and probably one of the first for Indigenous in the world. And it's the same, very similar to the gold standard, very the criteria that you have to go through. It is mainly through environment issues, the economy of our region. As destination manager, you've got to make sure that, or be helping all sectors of the economy, traditional owners, make sure they're getting their benefits, and all users, including those the tour vessels. Then there's the community, to make sure the community is benefiting from the visitation, and it's managed sustainably.
We want to see the country and taking our young ones to look at the country where their grandfather's country or grandma's. It's really important. We want our kids to touch the ground. The country will recognize that. Last year, the early one before the fire went really wild and hot. The first one we got all them boys to do a little bit of exercise or training to get really on top of the wildfire. So just to give them a little bit of training, like how we fight fire. It's really hard, you know, because I didn't know how to fight fire. And I didn't want to fight fire. It's really hard, and you know. So I think I just said, this man to go and fight fire. So anyway, but he was fine, like, you know, really good. And yeah, so lots of young fellas today, like late last year, they were really interesting, you know. Get all the kids motivated and get them really fit because they're young. They want to do that type of job. So it's been like, you know, really good to see our kids, but we have to put ourselves in there like as a senior person, because you can't just go and say, you do this, you do this. No, they don't want to do it. They want to see you first there, then they come along.
Hello, my name's Russ. I work for the Wunggurr Rangers, so we're based in the central Kimberley, and we do a little bit of work with weeds, animals, but fire's a big one, and that's why we're here today. But I guess recently our challenge has just been trying to get more actual younger TOs to do the actual burning as well, so that's that's a challenge that we're up to.
Yep.
Right traditional owners are burning the right country at the right time. I think that's probably one sentence. There we go. We'll leave it at that. Trained up. The pride. That's the one I like. And I'm a bit of a geek nerd, so I love that we're combining technology, like the cutting edge, with some of the oldest knowledge in the world. Well, the oldest knowledge in the world.
So I just wanted to paint a bit of a picture where we're talking about. So Dampier Peninsula over in the Kimberley. It's a very complex area with pastoralists, traditional owners, native title areas, and also state government managed lands. There was a real need to help these groups work together. So you've got this pastoral perspective who are very focused on beef production, and they have different fire ideas. And then you've got rangers to the north and the south, and they are working with good fire. And then you've got some state government obligations in the middle there that they were all quite erratic. It's probably the easiest way to say it. There was a lot of good work going on the ground, but there just wasn't that coordination. So it was a bit of a, bit of a need to help these guys work together. Another good one was we had a fortnightly phone hookup. So every fortnight, all the land managers were on the phone. It was all over in about half an hour. They were just so in tune to what had to happen. But they all shared their burn plan with Sarah, and Sarah put that into one great big burn plan and tweaked it slightly. So the best thing about that was, you know, you started a pastoral property who previously had just burnt within his fence line. So you get in the chopper with him, start burning, and then you go straight into the neighbour's property, and then you pick up a ranger and you go across into nil-nil country, and you've got these strategic lines can start being put in rather than just dealing in isolation.
The importance of good communication in those situations just cannot be overstated. It's probably, you'd say it's the cornerstone of the entire operation. In terms of logistics then, there's quite a long list, but some of those things include helicopter bookings and sendry purchases and transport and storage, burn permits, laying fuel dumps for the year, organising equipment and tucker and people, and securing assets, and not last, and very importantly, of course, is arranging navigators for aerial burning over specific areas.
So my own people are checking on me if I'm doing right thing for that country. And Wunggurr it's a walk, like fenced walk. We walk and see country, and if we get them good fire, country will give us animals like we talk about. So we can see from good fire management, if we're getting good rainfall, we get big more fish, and that's our indicator if that country is coming back to healthy. And people are happy when we go back to a country because it's our backyard. Language is really important for us. That's why we are monitoring our language. Our language are dropping because mixing language is a really powerful stuff. We are losing a lot of young people, and even old people get stressed out and they take that knowledge with them.
And so this is the area that we're talking about, that's Richard Plato, which is part of the Wunggurr more larger area. Those white dots are where either historical sites or monitoring sites are, and we monitor. The main things we're monitoring are the mammals, vegetation structure, and rainforests, because they've been identified as key threatened groups, if you like. And the work that I'll talk about today is from 155 site surveys over 10 years, 5 years before and 5 years after the increase in fire investment, if you like, and 22,000 trap lines. The big winners or the big increases seem to be tree rats, which are or large specialist rodents basically. So the two tree rats, the Condylurus and goldenback tree rat, and the endemic Kimberley rock rat, the larger of the two rock rats. They've done really well. Condylurus in particular is much more abundant, and so is the goldenback tree rat. But on the other hand, and there's also some other species that have increased after management. On the other hand, there's species that have apparently declined after management. So that includes the quoll, which is one that we're a bit upset about, and also the delicate mouse, Ratus tunnii, and the common rock rat. Now, I guess in the case of the quoll, it hasn't declined a huge amount, but it has declined. So this is something we have to try and explain what's going on here.
Small mammals need older vegetation, but cats and cattle are also playing into this in an interactive way. We can't control cats yet, but what we can do, the single most important thing we can do is control the fire history. But at least as far as we've been able to find out with this study, without feral animal control, the benefits of early season burning is not anywhere near as beneficial.
So the fire regime, while it has been seasonally reversed, the EDS fires are getting patchier and smaller, late dry season fires are getting smaller, but there are still large fires. We assessed for square kilometre fires here, but when you look at the literature, there's suggestions of, things need fires on a hectare scale, much smaller, but it's not much point assessing that just yet, that has to be read, but it's on its way. Still too frequent burning in the uplands especially, and Wunggurr area is lacking.
How has fire management influenced cattle production? I guess there's a couple of things that we do. Mustering guys have to tell me where they're going to muster early in the year so I can burn it. Otherwise, in the past you have a situation where they're like, oh, we need to go in there and muster, so we want to burn it late, and that's just not on. So we try and do that early on, work out as part of the burn plan where the mustering's going to happen. I suppose the other thing to say about that is that throughout this time that we're talking about, the last sort of 10, 15 years, we're actually reducing cattle numbers. So that's affected our fire management because there's a heap more grass. And so that's part of now what we have to plan for, how to manage increased fuel loads because cattle numbers are down. Variation in seasons, I suppose. The aerial burning is, I guess, relatively straightforward to do, but no, being able to get the right burns in the right places with the different seasons is always a challenge, and then managing the inevitable late season fires and trying to control those as best we can is big problem. We've got pretty limited staff, so often there may only be 2 or 3 of us doing that. But more recently, that's been alleviated somewhat by increased collaborations between neighbours in the North Kimberley, and we all sort of work together a bit more, so it's helping some of those issues. I suppose 10 or 15 years while we've been improving fire management, we've also been decreasing stock numbers on the properties, and that's now become part of what we have to manage because we've got a whole lot more grass than we used to, so that has to be factored into the burn plans, and it's been not unexpected, but I suppose the degree to which that plays into the fire management now has been interesting to see, because we think it's the right way to manage the country. Yep. We're in a pretty marginal area for commercial cattle production in North Kimberley. It's very remote, and it's the herd is virtually unmanaged, and it's an incredibly biodiverse place, and we feel the responsibility of maintaining that biodiversity very strongly. And given that there are opportunities to be economically viable in alternative ways, for example through the carbon projects, we don't need to have cattle there, as many cattle there.
So wet season burning is something that we've been doing a lot more of in the last 3 years. So what you need spear grass that didn't burn the previous year, and then the wet season starts, all the new grass grows up. Then when you think that it's all germinated, you put a fire through it, and then that kills the new grass coming up, and it stops it from seeding.
You start together, you walk together, and finish together.